So are we ready? So basically, I guess what I'm trying to say to you guys is that there's a huge exposure. There's huge requirements. We're always the guys that are late. We always are the ones that mess up stuff or try to come in an owner for change orders or an architect. So we're kind of in this kind of sort of no-win situation. I mean, very seldomly have you heard somebody say, "Oh, contractor so-and-so built that building." Okay? You got plaques all over it that have the architect and the owner and all that stuff, and then at the very bottom it'll say built by. Okay? Well, I got to tell you honestly, as y'all well know, we did a lot more than just that small script at the bottom. Mm-hmm. Okay? And so that's part of the push and the pull of the thing. I think y'all can change that though. I think we can improve that, and I think it has improved to some extent. And we're not fighting with architects over change orders as much. We're working together more. We understand what their scope and what their abilities are, and I think more and more we're reacting to that in a better way, as opposed to being upset about that. We're willing to work with it, understand it, and then move forward and produce something positive about that. And I think that whole attitude changes that deal. I think there are just so many companies out there that may do things unscrupulously. I mean, if you got 60,000, you got to figure at least 5% of them are not doing something right. That's a huge exposure still for 600,000 companies, you know? So there's still a big exposure out there for us to be exposed to. Like I said, you don't see dentists run around the street. You don't see doctors exposed like that doing operations on the street. You don't, so the public sees us and resents us because we got an interchange over here on the north side of campus that never can get finished. So what do? Who do you hate? You don't hate the state because they took so long to design it or couldn't fund it or wouldn't allow you to do it a certain way. What you end up doing is saying, gosh, that contractor, they never can finish that job. And it just starts this kind of this mindset. Because, and I think a lot of it, to be honest with you, is because of the exposure. It's also, as you guys know, and are starting to know more and more as y'all move up in the ranks and get into upper level courses, that it's a very complicated thing. It's very hard to understand. It's very difficult to see what we really do sometimes because it is so complicated, and it does take, as y'all have learned and y'all start to understand more about how this whole thing goes together, how difficult it really is. So it's not just everybody thinking, oh, wow, why is it taking them so long to build that curb? Just pour some concrete, just set